G'day, I'm Bernie Leeson from Sydney, and this is my old W900B here, and we're here at the Alice. Originally it came out with a 350 in it and a 10-speed, and now it's got a 525 N14 plus in it with an 18-speed. Still got the original diffs, still got the original rear end in it, which is an Air Glide 100, and yeah, she's served me very, very well over the years, and it's done very well actually. Yeah, the old 900, because we used to do a lot of interstate, a lot of country work. We've got the barbecue on there and everything, so it's all even the truck itself is self-sufficient, but mainly for a bloke. It's not the kind of woman self-sufficient type of truck. But she's got a heap of special features, this old girl. Yeah, as you can imagine, it's a bit dirty at the moment, but that's where we do our little bit of cooking. We've got that's our little pantry here. So I'll make a cup of tea, and everybody's happy with that. I changed a lot of things on it, and very little was actually bought over the shelf. Everything's been made, and like the original W900B, for example, it's got the steps up the front and the round tanks, and not much up the back here. But when we went to take the front steps off just to clean them up a bit, we found they were all broken and all cracked. So we just went ahead and fabricated new ones, and we thought we'd have a bit of room, so we put the ones at the back there, and instead of having round tanks, I thought I'll try square tanks and see how that looks, and lo and behold, what's everybody doing now? Everybody's putting square tanks on. So, you know, that's one little feature up there. Another feature is we've taken a lot of the bars off the mirrors, and I think the original Kenworth would have I think it's about 11 different brackets holding the mirrors on, whereas this one here, we've only got one bracket or one bar. It goes across there and across there, and all the wires and everything are inside the pipes and tubes. Even these little brackets here, that's something that Kenworth probably should look at, because the original one, the mud flap goes from there to there, doesn't stop all the stuff from spraying up there. So what we've done is we've fabricated one that goes around the corner, so you can actually have the mud flap all the way to the edge, and it actually folds back. It's when you lift the cab up. And that's another thing that's new up here, is the old W900 badge. I don't know if it's legal or not, but they've kind of made that. Yeah, it's been a big hit over here, and oh well, I don't like doing everything the same as everybody else. You can probably tell, you know. So yeah, what we've done here is with the light bar, we've come up with our own design for the light bar, and what we've tried to do is we've tried to convert that into the back of the trailer as well, so everything's uniform, everything's the same, everything's nice and neat, not to mention it lights up pretty damn well too. 1,000 litre diesel tank, which is fully baffled, but you know, we only put 800 litres in it. So that's just in case. Behind the 1,000 litre tank that's over there is you'll find 1,000 litres of water and 250 litres of grey water. This particular toolbox here is just wholly and solely for storage. They fold up and slide in there, so when the steps are all closed, it looks wholly and solely just like another toolbox, like the one next to it where the table is and whatnot. Well, yeah, the side door was already in there. What we've got is we got a special door made up. Then we had to get another guy, the fabricator. He had something to do with that. Young Matty Watson, and he made the sliding door fit into the cavity. So when this door closes, it just looks like a normal everyday removalist pan. That was made in 1981. What we've got here is we've got the hose reel for the diesel, which I can then pump into the truck without disconnecting the truck and trailer. They're obviously the gas bottles then for running the appliances and whatever else is in there. That's a spare dunny. You never know when you need a spare dunny. What we've got here is all the electrical system. So we've got the inverter, 2,000 watt inverter, which runs pretty much everything and anything. It runs the air conditioner that's in there. We've got a split system air conditioner. It runs that very effectively. The solar panel will be working, it'll rings out today, because we haven't had a real lot of solar. Well, we've had all these overcasty days, which hasn't really been filling up the batteries as good as they should have. And here's a good little reliable little Cummins generator. It's just purring away nicely at the moment. And no, a little petrol one actually. Yeah, the little diesel ones, they're either too small or too big, and if they're too big, they just glaze up. The little ones, well, they don't do enough. And this little one here, well, it'll just run all day on probably 10 litres of fuel, which is more than enough, you know. We've got high pressure water here in case we have to do a bit of washing or whatever. We've got the what do you call that thing? The grey water tank overflow, so that's just dripping into the ground here. And that's just fresh water for when you feel like having a cup of tea. As uniform as we possibly can, keep it all the same. And so it doesn't matter whether I put this trailer on or my flat top trailer, it's all matching. So my flat top trailer, it's also an 80, well, it's an 85 model one, but it's got all the stainless down the side, same light bar, you know, very, very efficient, very cool looking trailer, well, as far as I know. And so that's where we're up to with that. Yeah, I've just got the aluminium ramps that they call them earth moving ramps or something, those aluminium ones, and they just slide in. The trailer's on airbags, so we can drop the airbags and whatnot, so the approach angle isn't as big. And the old 28 Ford or the Mini Moke or whatever we've got that we put in the back at whatever time it is, yeah, that goes in there, drives up beautiful. And we've got the strapping system in the back of that, same as a normal tilt tray or a tow truck. And we actually commissioned a couple of cabinet makers to actually make all the kitchen cupboards and whatnot, but cabinet makers, they didn't turn up. So I said to young Matty Watson, I said, come on Matty, we're going to make this stuff out of stainless. He goes, got to be a cheaper way of doing that. I said, yeah, but we need it done quick. So that's what we've done, so hence the cupboards. And yeah, everything works, nothing's moved, nothing's broken. He fabricated the sink for me, like, yeah, the last couple of days got a bit rushy, but anyway, got jobs done, but everything seems to work. Full-size fridge in there, full-size pantry, once again all fabricated by All-Style Fabrications, and I probably should say that, but that's what's happened there. Line's absolutely perfect. The other biggest problem is with motorhomes is you can never have enough food space. Well, we've got enough load in here, and oh, there we go. But we've got storage underneath, above there, so we've got more storage than what you probably poke a stick at. Probably more than what you need. That's the bathroom there, and obviously the shower. And yeah, we've just come up with a lot of things that a lot of people probably wouldn't come up with, like welter towel racks, for example, and things like that. We've got a stainless steel wardrobe in here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and there's your stainless steel wardrobe. Needs a bit of a clean up, but boy, after being 2 weeks in the Alice, very trying times for the wife. Look, the whole trailer itself is wired through 12 volt. The only time we really need the generator is when we charge something up, or when Cheryl wants to use a wash machine on the dryer, when the dryer's not actually in there, but it's back at home. Didn't get a chance to put that in. But it's hard to believe that's what the trailer started off like, and the transformation. But and everything works. Like, yeah, we can't find anything that we, well, there's two things that we changed. That's an extra shelf in one of the cupboards, and where Cheryl decided to put the plates and the what do you call it, dinner plates and the bowls. So we've come up with a plan for that, and I already know exactly how I've got to get young Matty to fabricate that. So everything's got to be simple and quick and efficient, and that's what we're trying to do here. If this last 2 weeks is any indication, Howard, I think we're up with we've got a bit of a winner here. You know, the old 900, she can be as economical as you want it to be, or as thirsty as you want it to be. But you know, there was one time there, I think one stint between fuel stops that we actually picked up 3.3 kilometres per litre, which is absolutely outstanding for this old girl. A couple of mates that came out, we met them at Ningham, and we travelled to Broken Hill together. One was in the Mitsubishi, one was in the Colorado, I think it was, and they were only getting 2 kilometres per litre better than what we were, but they couldn't keep up. So I kind of think, you know, but they were stopping all the time, and when it come to the big hills and the windy sections and whatnot, their fuel consumption went right down. Mine would have stayed the same. So I kind of figured that there's not a real big difference in having a truck as a motorhome implement or a car. You know, the thing is that we looked at here, we sort of did the homework, and we go, well, we already own the truck. Do we go and spend another 100 grand on a car and buy another caravan? Well, before you know it, you're up around 200, 300 grand before you've got that. That might be a bit over the top, that depends on how flash you want to go. And we did this for a lot less than that, and I reckon this is going to be a hell of a lot more fun. If the last 2 weeks was any indication, we started packing up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We actually left Nyngan at 1 o'clock, or 12 o'clock actually. It was 12 o'clock in the day, just from people coming in, talking, having a yarn. How did you do this? How did you do that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And when you actually explain it to them, and they go, yep, you're right, we're only getting 5 kilometres per litre in our Mitsubishi or our Series or Land Cruiser or whatever they've got. And this is a lot more stable. The historic truck movement is getting so big now, as anybody around that's been up here for this week can attest, you know. There's a lot of middle-aged blokes, probably my age, or a little bit younger or a little bit older. It depends how financial they are, but they're all looking for their old trucks again. And I was one of them. But now that it's coming off the road, as of whenever we get back, it'll be getting a coat of paint and a freshen up and a clean up, and it's destined for the, well, the historic truck show movement, if you want to call it that.